Once upon a time, I was talkative and popular back in the second grade. Aside from this one other kid, I was the next most well-liked in the class. I played a bunch of sports, football, soccer, baseball, so I knew everyone. It was the third grade when I suddenly shut down, became a mute. I would just sit and play with my fingers pretending they were WWE wrestlers all day at school. I'm 25 going on 26 now. You may be wondering why I am here dwelling on elementary school. It's a fair question. The reason is that as far as I can tell, this moment of my childhood was the turning point that explains the trajectory of my life since. Buckle in because this post will be very long. Of course, my teacher, noticing that I had become detached, proceeded to intervene. They had me tested assuming I must have some kind of disability. All they came away with was that I had an antisocial personality, not the disorder, but they put me in special ed anyway. I started to be pulled out of class with the other special needs kids. Regardless of if this was the right call or not, which I think could be debated, I don't blame these adults for anything. I gave them reason to be concerned, after all. Don't know if I was just having some kind of tantrum or what. Or maybe I have Asperger's and they missed it. I've had a doctor suggest that, and it certainly lines up with some of my behavior. Being in this new category affected how I was viewed by my classmates as well as my own self-esteem. I still managed to maintain friendships, some of which were made before I detached and others even after. People still talk to me. My classroom behavior remained the same year after year. I didn't speak beyond saying the bare minimum. My grades were average. At the beginning of middle school, I actually began to excel for a brief period of time. I managed to use this to get myself out of special ed. It didn't really matter because the damage was done concerning the way I was perceived. Of course, I suppose I could have shocked everyone and started talking all the time one day, but as a kid, I just kept following the same old patterns that were comfortable to me. Essentially, everyone aside from those in my friend group went on believing I had a disability and treating me accordingly. It began to not really bother me over time, and middle school was probably the best years of my life. I reflect fondly on school dances, trips to amusement parks, sleepovers, etc. with my pals. Dating was out of the question, but I looked at it as an exciting thing for the future. Most kids weren't doing it yet anyway. Everything changed on the last day of 8th grade. You see, I had been engaging in another more subtle self-sabotage mission for a couple of years. At the lunch table, I had been telling inappropriate jokes on a routine basis. Most of my friend group seemed to find it funny, but one kid took issue with the things I was saying. His parents were police officers and he was a little more of a tightly wound type. He reported me to the guidance counselor's office. I received a stern talking to by a mustached